2015 Longview City Council meeting is now called to order. Today, the invocation, the prayer, and the pledge will be led by Reverend Jason S. Gowler, pastor of Pilgrim Lutheran Church in Kilgore. If you'd rise, please.
Let us pray. Almighty God, there is no authority except that which is from you, and those that exist have been instituted by you as your servants for our good, who also carry out your wrath on wrongdoers, even as you used the Roman government to crucify your Son, Jesus Christ, so that all who believe in him might have the forgiveness of sins, life, and salvation. This evening we ask you to bless all these through whom you govern this community, that according to your will, in this meeting and always, they may be kept safe and serve its people justly, and that we all may lead quiet and peaceable lives in all godliness and honesty. Through Jesus Christ our Lord, who lives and reigns with you and the Holy Spirit, one God, now and forever. Amen.
Amen.
Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Dr. Gowler. Okay. I would like to now do our employee recognition, and tonight we're going to recognize our media development team for recognizing and their accomplishments in our website rebuilding and the TAMIO award which they received. So, Mr. Willard, please.
Okay, thank you, Mayor and Council. And you'll notice as I talk about these employees, they have won a couple of really nice awards that we wanted to display for you tonight that we're very proud of. But tonight we're recognizing the media development team and their recognition award. They started out their work on the new city website, and you'll remember that we had major problems after the first of the year on potential hacking issues with our city website, and so we chose to take that down. And I want to recognize tonight the team, the media development team, who since that time has been working very hard and putting in a lot of hours to get the website back up and running. So that would be the team of Terry Miller, Scott Shellhorse, and Crystal Gable. Now they're waving at you. They're not in here tonight because they're back in the broadcast room broadcasting out to Channel 5. So there's Terry and Scott and Crystal. Not necessarily in that order, but there they are. Anyway, we're really proud of them. And in addition to the website, this group also is responsible for broadcasting this meeting as well. And as many of you know, after this website went down, the team had a new website up very quickly, a temporary site, and then quickly got to work, and we have a brand new website up that's getting better and more things on it each day, and a lot of people have participated in that. But anyway, the group recently went to the Texas Association of Municipal Information Officers, short for TAMIO, and they won 2 video production awards, which are statewide awards that we're really proud of up here. One was including a Best in Texas award for the new City View Update show, and if you've seen that on Channel 5, Robin Hunley. Robin, stand up or we can recognize you. Robin's the star of our show on that, and ABC News has called wanting to hire her to be the new anchor for, and I gave her a bad reference, so I'm sorry, Robin. So they would leave her alone, but anyway, we're really proud of the job that she's done. So congratulations to all these people, and I think this is just a great example of the hardworking employees that do a great job every day for us. So thank you.
Thank you. I couldn't agree more, David, and I appreciate the work you guys do behind the scenes that a lot of times goes unrecognized. But the quality of what we get to do and what you all get to see is in regards to this wonderful media team. And I know y'all are busy right now, but after the meeting's over, I want you to come up and get these awards. I want to get a picture of you guys so we can post those things. We really appreciate this, and I'm enjoying this employee recognition part of our council meetings where we get to see people that are doing things for our community that we don't always understand or recognize, and so I want to keep this up. I think it's very important that people see some faces and put some names to things that we do. They don't just snap our fingers and get done. It takes a lot of work and effort, so congrats to all of y'all. Thank you so much. Okay, we're to citizen comment. Is anyone that has not filled out a card would like to speak at this time? Okay, so I have all the cards up here. Okay, our first speaker is Ms. Karen Owens. Oh, Karen, you didn't want to speak? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you wanted to speak. That's my bad. Okay, never mind. We have no more speaker cards. Okay, we're into the consent agenda portion now. Are there any items in the consent agenda the council would like to have pulled off for discussion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Moving to second, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we're to zoning now. The first, we have a public hearing that will be held to consider Z15-12. Ms. Choi.
Thank you, Mayor Mack, members of council, Mr. Willard. The applicant is requesting to rezone from office to single-family. The applicant is in the process of replatting or subdividing the property to allow for single-family 5 lots. Single-family 5 lots have a minimum lot size of 6,000 square feet with a minimum width of 50 feet and a minimum depth of 100 feet. The property is located in the SLIP area and the developer has applied for and been approved for the SLIP program. The comprehensive plan states that the city should strive for a range of lot sizes to develop and should reinforce this by providing a choice of single-family housing with various lot sizes. Staff finds the proposed zoning change is consistent with the future land use map and surrounding uses. Planning and Zoning Commission and staff recommends approval. I would be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Ms. Choi?
Angela, is that a dedicated right-of-way between the,
It's not. It has currently. It's been
Okay.
abandoned. Yes,
All right.
sir.
This item requires a public hearing. The public hearing is now open. Do we have any speakers? Okay, the public hearing is now closed. Council, any questions? We have a motion?
Move to vote.
Second.
Moved and second, all approve?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Okay, the next item is a public hearing to be held to consider application Z15-13. Ms. Choi.
Thank you. The applicant is requesting to rezone from light commercial, as you can see here, to heavy commercial in order to bring this property into compliance. As you can see in this aerial map, this lot is being used currently for RV sales. RV sales is not allowed in light commercial, however, it is allowed by right in heavy commercial zoning. The applicant is in the process of expanding his existing building, which requires compliance with the zoning. Judson Road is a principal arterial roadway, which is appropriate for these type of uses. Staff finds that the proposed zoning change is consistent with the future land use map and surrounding zoning. Planning and Zoning Commission and staff recommends approval of this request. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. The public hearing is now open. I have one speaker card, Mr. David Hayes. Just here for answer questions. Thank you, sir. Any questions, Mr. Hayes? Public hearing is now closed. May I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Next, the public hearing will be considered to held on application PD 15-06. Ms. Choi.
Thank you. The applicant is requesting to amend PD 1505, which was before you earlier this past month. He's come back to amend this PD to include a few lots that were left out. Within this PD, he's proposing 4 restaurants with private clubs, one being here and the other 3 restaurants being here, with 1 medical office. The restaurants are approximately 6,000 square feet in size, with one being approximately 8,000 square feet, with a medical office, which is approximately 8,000 square feet also in size. A 10-foot buffer will be located along this adjacent residential property, and then a 4-foot buffer will be located along Skyline with shrubs. Loop 281 is a principal arterial, which is appropriate for these types of uses as long as access management is followed. They will have shared access along Loop 281 with these two shared drives. Planning and Zoning Commission and staff recommends approval of this request. I would be happy to answer any questions at this time.
Angela?
Yes,
The
sir.
write-up says no direct driveway access on Skyline, but I
There-
take it that's not direct driveway access?
That's not direct driveway. This is Kathy Street, which
Okay.
will remain open, but none of these pad sites will have direct access onto Skyline. Yes, sir.
Okay, this item requires a public hearing. The public hearing is now open. Are there any speakers? Public hearing is now closed. Any questions of Ms. Choi?
Move to
Council?
approve.
Second?
Motion and second. All approve?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Okay, next is public hearing to consider application PD 15-07.
Thank you. The applicant is requesting to amend PD 18 and PD 0501 to allow for a restaurant with a private club. This will be the proposed on the border, which is in front of the J.C. Penney's along here, and it's along Loop 281. The restaurant will be approximately 6,000 square feet in size and have a total of 61 parking spaces. The applicant has submitted a sign package along with this proposed site plan. Loop 281 is a principal arterial road, which is appropriate for this type of development, as long as access management is followed, and they will not have they will have a shared driveway or use the existing one that is in front of the mall. Planning and Zoning Commission and staff recommends approval of this request. I would be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions of Ms. Choi? Public hearing is now open. I have a speaker card for Mr. Phil Slyby.
I'm just here to answer questions.
Thank you, sir. Nice of you to be here. Any questions? Public hearing is now closed. May I have a motion
So moved.
and a second? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. That completes our zoning. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Ms. Choi. Okay, this brings us to items of community interest. Mr. Moore,
For me, Mayor.
Ms. Notting,
Nothing for me.
Ms. Williams.
I want to thank Public Works for all that they have been doing to assist us and just continuing to clean up, get our potholes filled in, and continuing to work with me every time that I call. And Rollin, you are to be commended for how you handle your team and following through and everything. And I just want to say thank you very much. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
That's it.
Ms. Ishihara.
I did want to, yeah, I got a couple, thank you, Robin. Have a couple of pictures to remind folks that our Great Texas Balloon Race and the U.S. National Championships is coming up, so please put that on your calendar for July 21st through 26th. Dan Droege is the chair. He gave me a couple of details to pass along. We will have 85 balloons flying this year with 14 special shapes. The balloons will be flying all week, so you can get up early in the morning and go out with them. There will be glows Friday and Saturday night, and the Cooter Gras Band will be here Friday, and the Oak Ridge Boys on Saturday. So he said, come early and stay late. It's a lot of fun. My kids love it. Maybe not the band's part, but the balloons are a lot of fun. So hope you will join us.
Thank you. Mr. Wright.
I don't know how many of you got to attend the 4th of July celebration out at the fairgrounds this weekend, but I want to commend the city staff for a fantastic job. Thank the sponsors who helped put on the fireworks show. The concert was great. The fireworks were fantastic. I heard Dixie Golden's name mentioned a couple of times concerning setting up the fireworks show, and the fireworks show was as good as probably any in this area. So again, thank you to the city staff. You did a great job on setting that all up.
Thank you. Mr. Willard.
Mayor and council, just a little information. I think it's this weekend announcement that we have a large softball tournament. Maybe Mr. Karen could take just a second to tell you all the teams coming in and at Lear Park, if that's okay. I put him on the spot.
Good to see you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate being here. This weekend, we actually have two different tournaments that are going on. One, we have the Ranger Texas Dixie League State Championships, which has 32 teams in it, and I think there are only 2 local teams. So that kicks off on Friday night, and I believe the mayor plans on being there. And we have a field dedication for Mr. Charles Williams as well that night. That's at 6 o'clock if anybody is interested in coming coming out for that. So that's a great event that actually runs through Tuesday. So all of those teams will be in the area for an extended period of time, not just 2 or 3 nights. And then we have a softball tournament that's at Lear and Hensley on the softball and at Hensley that has about 80 teams in it. So that will have a tremendous impact on our community as well. And so some of those restaurants that may be going in would probably need to be here now in order to be filled up. So, but and they're the majority of those are from outside of the probably a 60 to 90 mile area. So.
Good deal. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
Perfect. Okay, I have a few items of community interest here, please. Bear with me. Partners in Prevention and the Longview Fire Department will host the Heroes of Tomorrow camp on Saturday, July 11th and Saturday, July 25th. This is a one-day camp for 7th through 12th grade boys and girls. For more information, call Partners in Prevention, 903-237-1019. Also, the Longview Swim Center will host the Itty Bitty Beach Party on Friday, July. Y'all tried to get me on that, didn't you? Not happening, no. Okay, Friday, July 17th, beginning at 10 a.m. This event is for children age 8 and under with parents. For more information, call 903-237-1270 or visit parks.longviewtexas.gov. Okay, a few more things. David, I want to reiterate what you said. City staff, what an amazing fireworks display we as this community put on for this community. We take it for granted, but that was phenomenal. All the work involved, all the volunteers, everybody that was that got to see that and experience it. And it's not just the people that show up out there. People line the roads, don't even come in because you can see it from such a distance away. And it is an event, and I want to see us continue to do. I know it's an expensive event, but you know what? That's what you do sometimes. You spend money for your citizens because we deserve it, and I want to see that continue. I'm very, very proud of that event and what the city was able to do, and I commend every one of you all for being there and participating and taking pride in Longview, because it definitely does show. Next thing. Ms. Williams, you were talking about the pothole thing. Fantastic what we've done. And Roland, I'm just going to throw something out at you because I've had some people contact me, and I don't know if this will work. This may be crazy, but this is to me citizen involvement, and it's so nice to see this. I've had a number of citizens offer to run pothole patrols in their neighborhood, volunteer to help the city employees out, that if you all will show up with the trucks on the asphalt, they'll fill the holes in their neighborhood and they'll pound them down. And I think I love that idea. I love the fact that our citizens want to take a hand and help us out and help themselves out. So I don't know what the legalities of that are, but if it's possible, I've got the list for you, okay? So I think it would be really neat for people who are taking pride in their area of town, their streets, because we are limited on city staff. We don't have enough people to show up and patch every hole in Longview. We just don't. But if the citizens are willing to take their time out of their day and put their gloves on and roll their sleeves up and they want to work with our citizens, with our city, I say good for us. So let's consider that. You all work out the logistics and we'll see if we can move forward, okay? Thank you. Okay, next. Mr. Karen, I'm so glad that you brought up, and David, about the wonderful event we have going on at Lear Park this weekend. And I want to take a moment to maybe clarify some of the things that have been going around, maybe some misconceptions, so that we're all on the same page on this, because I want the citizens of Longview to understand that this is a council that's dedicated to progress in this community. And we're going to do it in the most positive fashion that we can. We're going to promote this community and do for this community every chance we get. And we want to see the positivity from you as well. You can always bog things down with negativity, but I've never seen anything accomplished through negativism. But I've seen solutions to everything through positive input and positive attitudes. And I would like to see that continue. And I want to see the community become more positive. I want to see our newspaper be positive. I want to see our media be positive. I want to see a positive approach, because that's what we're trying to do up here. Because I can tell you, we've got a big chore ahead of us. This budget is before us, and it's going to be a difficult task. We have things on this budget that were left to us to solve. And you know what? We're going to solve those problems that we're left with, but we're going to do it very positively. We have an animal shelter that we have to fund. We have a police force we have to take care of. We have water and sanitation issues that we're going to tackle, and we're going to do it according to the citizens' wishes and what we can manage, and we're going to do it well, and we're going to do it positively. I keep stressing that word because I think a positive community is a fruitful community, and I want to see that continue. So that being said, I want to talk to you about this sports tourism issue that's been brought up, and I think there's some misconceptions here because I want to make it really clear. You know, last meeting, and I'm going to try to do this as often as we can to clarify things so that you understand what we understand. We explained the hotel occupancy tax last time, so hopefully you got a really good idea of how that works and where that money comes from and goes to. But understand, sports tourism is that. It's tourism where we're trying to bring people to this community to spend their dollars here in Longview. And when we do that, no matter what that dollar figure is, it helps our community in direct ways and in indirect ways. Directly, when people come here and they stay in our hotels, we receive revenue from that from our hotel occupancy tax. And we're able to utilize that money to re-promote sports tourism, to take care of the arts, to fund the Mod Cobb, a lot of things going. We talked about that last time. So any increase we have in occupancy in hotels brings more money that we get to spend to continue to do that, okay? Correct. It's not huge dollars into the city coffers, as the editorial said. It's not. But you know what? It's still dollars that we can use and we need to use, and we need to make that better. And there's a direct impact to the people that own retail and restaurants and convenience stores and gas stations. Those are direct effects to them, and it's also a direct effect to us because we get those city sales tax. Every dollar that's spent in Longview, we receive a portion of that into our city budget through sales tax revenue. And you know what? Our revenues are going down in sales tax. You'll have seen that. So if we can promote sports tourism or whatever it is, and we can increase those tax revenues, you know what? Maybe we change that trend and it starts to go up a little bit. So every little bit helps. I don't discount any of it. I think every bit that we can do, we will take. I'll take every dollar someone wants to spend in this community, and I'll be thankful for it. So those are direct and indirect ways that we receive monies through our sports tourism. But I want to talk to you about the other half of that. And, you know, during this last few months, through this election cycle, I mentioned many times that indirectly, our economic impact from Lear Park was $12.7 million and has been for many, many years. That's a great number with not a ton of utilization. So if we can utilize Lear Park more, or any park in Longview more, or every park in Longview more, that number goes up. What does it do? Does it double? I wish it would. That's be great for us. It's great for everything involved in that realm. But let me talk to you about the different aspect that I've been trying to get across, and it's my fault for not being very specific, so I'm going to get very specific with you now. When we're talking about these tournaments that are in Longview this weekend, and any tournament that we do, you know, in the past, we're basically brokers. We rent out the fields, and someone else comes in and they run the tournaments, and they do their thing, and we love that. We love anyone coming to Longview because they're spending money in our community. Just like Scott said, most of these teams that are coming in are out of town. That means they're staying somewhere from Friday to Tuesday, and they're spending money in our community. Okay, let's break this down to what I experienced back in the spring. In one weekend, we had a tournament here in Longview at Lear Park where we had 74 softball teams and 87 baseball teams at the same time on the same weekend in Lear Park. That's 161. I wrote it all down. I'm not that smart. It's 161 teams that were in Longview, okay? Of these 161 teams, you have to pay an entry fee to enter a tournament. I don't know if you understand that, but you pay an entry fee to enter into these tournaments, and you pay it to someone, whomever is running the tournament. And it's not our city, but it can be our city. We can do these things, and other people can do them as well. But I want someone doing them all the time in Longview. But let's go back. 161 teams. Let's just say the entry fee, when my kids were playing, and we played every weekend, the entry fees were anywhere from $200 to $300 per team. every time we go someplace. Let's say $300 per team, 161 teams, that's $48,300 in cash money that someone is getting from that one weekend of tournaments, $48,000 for just entry fee. Okay, statistics show us with 161 teams, each team averages 14 players per team. That's the average number that's on the team. Some have 12, some have 15 or 16. So that's 2,254 participants that we have in this one weekend of tournaments. Well, statistics also show that with each kid that comes to play, 2.4 people come with them. 2 parents and either a brother or a sister, okay? That's 5,410 people that are spectators to watching the participants in this one weekend of baseball and softball. You know what? They have to pay to get into the gate. And usually it's $5 a day for 3 days or $10 for a weekend pass, okay? 5,410 spectators times $10 a head is $54,000 in gate fee from a single weekend tournament. Add that up with the entry fee, and you've got $102,000 in cold hard cash that could go into our city coffers. That's real dollars that can go into our parks department to do things. Okay, if we did that 52 weekends a year, we'd make $5.3 million. Now understand, we can't do it 52 weekends a year, but we can do it a few weekends a year, as many times as we can, and every time we do, that's hard cash going into our city coffers that will pay for parks projects and building our parks up and maintenance of our parks. Those are real dollars that will help us. And I haven't even touched concession stands. I have no idea how much they make in concession stand, but people eat and drink the whole time they're there. And you know what? Oh, that's right. I forgot to talk about, we had mentioned soccer or football or basketball or track or cheerleading. There is no end to what we can or cannot do with our park system if we have the availability in Longview, Texas. These are hard dollars that we are not capturing that at some point we need to capture. Now, we won't capture it all, understand that, but we can sure capture some of it. And I want to see us working towards that because that is sports tourism that can accomplish a lot of work for our Sparks department. It's just how aggressive do we want to be? And, you know, unlike what the editorial said, and I'm not picking the editorial, I'm just saying this is my opinion. I know you didn't, buddy. And understand, I thought it was a very good editorial. It made me think that I have not explained myself well enough. But these sporting events are not just organized and designated seasons. These do go year-round. Every sport goes year-round these days. It's not, when I was a kid, it was baseball in the summer and football in the fall, and that was it. But now, you can play baseball every weekend of the year if you want to go someplace. You can play softball every weekend of the year, soccer every weekend of the year. These are things that go year-round. So I don't want to limit ourselves and say we just have recreational time during the summer or limited parts. We don't. We have the ability to capture this at all times, and I want us to look into this because I think it's important, because I do think it's an avenue where in a situation where we're trying to find dollars, these are dollars that are there, and I think they're real dollars that we can capture. So I just want to explain that and let understand the magnitude that is out there, because the more we do of this, the more money we generate, the more opportunity we have to develop all of our parks in Longview. Because did I mention on that same weekend of those 87 baseball teams, 40 of them had to go to Tyler. We didn't have enough fields for them in Longview. That, to me, should never happen. So we're going to work towards this. Scott is on it. He has got a lot of great ideas. I know Dave is back there. Dave has been through this for so many years, and we appreciate the opportunity ahead of us. But let's don't discount this, because I think this is a very viable option for our community, and I want to see us progress on that. Okay, that was it. Okay, one more thing. Because I told you that I would, we had another survey. And this is very interesting. My question was, what would you most like to see in Longview? And your choices were a Topgolf type facility, a water slide water park, a zip line, or an outdoor mall area. Overwhelmingly, 51% water slide, water park. So that's what Longview's thinking. I like it. Second question, what did you most enjoy over the recent 4th of July holiday? Your 4 choices were hanging out at the lake, eating hot dogs, hamburgers, enjoying fireworks, or spending time with family. 73% spending time with family. You know, I love that. I'm glad our community wants to be a community of family, because that's what we want it to be as well. So I appreciate the participants. We had a great number of surveys in this survey. So thanks for participating. We'll keep them up. Thanks for the input. At this point in time, we are going to go into executive session for deliberation regarding real property under Texas Government Code, Section 551.072. We will not return for any action upon this item. Yes, and
Can I make a motion to excuse Sydney from attendance?
please, thank you. Mr. Allen is unavailable, and he is excused. So thank you for being here. Okay, one other thing. It's kind of a diminished crowd tonight. I don't like this. We had standing room only for every meeting so far. Attendance going to come back up. Let's go. All right? Thank y'all for being here. Meeting is adjourned.